Hi there, how's it going? I'm Chase, and this is my review of Black Widow, the latest film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that hits theaters and Disney Plus for that additional fee on July 9th. Before I begin the review, I just want to let you know whether you are subscribed to the channel or you are coming across this review and you took a chance on me. Either way, thank you. I just want to let you know this review is spoiler free, so you are safe here. I got you. So let's dive into Black Widow. The plot on IMDb reads as follows: a film about Natasha Romanoff and her quest between the films Civil War and Infinity War. How riveting. So that is not a spoiler. This film picks up right after the events of Civil War and the Sokovia Accords. She's running away from the government at this point. She wants nothing to do with it. Most of her friends have already been captured, so she wants to be the one that doesn't get captured, and she is on the lam. Is that what the phrase is? I don't know. I'm tired. But yes, as she is running away, she runs into her sister, played by Florence Pugh. Her name is Yelena. And so that kind of drudges up a bunch of family drama, whether it be between her and her sister or her and her parents, played by David Harbour and Rachel Weisz. And so we see a lot of flashbacks to their youth and how they grew up as a family and how they got roped into the assassin program, where they just became soulless weapons and just stripped of all human dignity. And on top of all that, as she's running away from the government, Taskmaster is the villain that's kind of propped up to go against her in this film, and Taskmaster can mimic moves, and that makes it super scary because it's basically like fighting a mirror, as they described it in the movie. So that is the plot on IMDb, and that is what I'm going off on the trailers as well. And that's all I'm giving you, so that way you can enjoy it for the very first time like I did. Okay. So Black Widow has been in the MCU for 10 years now. And I was always curious to know how her own movie would go, because they've been talking about it for like the longest time, and we know what happens to her in Infinity War. It was a nice send-off for that character. You know, Scarlett Johansson has been playing this thing for a very long time, to where she knows this character. It's really just nice to see her in every single movie that she pops up in. I've always enjoyed her performance and her character as Black Widow. Now we're kind of going back in time and we're seeing a prequel. But we got the movie, so either way, I'm happy. So how is it? I like it. I am having a hard time wanting to rewatch it. I will rewatch it down the road for sure whenever, I start having kids and I introduce them to the 50,000 entries into this universe and watching them in order and everything. I'm gonna watch this again eventually, just so whoever I start this journey with, we can add this in there, because this is a part of this universe. It's canon. That's fantastic. But in terms of by myself, I'm having a hard time wanting to rewatch it. I like this movie as a great bonus for MCU fans and the Black Widow character. But let's call it what it is. This is a setup film to let Florence Pugh's Yelena take over Black Widow's legacy and, be in her shadow. Like, that's who she is. That's what we're going for in this universe now. So it was basically a very nice setup film for her journey that she's going to start doing going forward. So, that's the way I look at it. So it's not really a film that's like super amazing. It's not a film that's just like okay. It's just like it was everything I expected, especially when the plot started laying out in the very beginning, which was, first of all, super dark. When you're dealing with like the enslavement of children, what a very bold way to open up your movie. But just knowing who the actual villain is and where Black Widow was going and who she was taking down at the end of all this, it was expected. There was really no like bold surprises that the MCU sometimes dishes out. This was just a very good little action entry in this universe. Interesting thing, the screenplay is written by Eric Pearson, who wrote Thor Ragnarok, which they kind of have some similarities. Thor Ragnarok is obviously a bit more on the comedic element as well. But what I like about Ragnarok, and I can kind of see glimpses of here, is that interesting blend of just like high octane action and some really nice dramatic moments where we get to see a little bit more vulnerability with these characters. And so I kind of saw that here. So definitely some similarities, especially with like Natasha and Yelena when they're having those conversations on, you know, what their upbringing was like, and like, you know, what's been implanted in their head, and like what's real. Like that's sad stuff. I mean, like I said at the very beginning, like they're sold off. Like they go into the assassin program. It's really sad stuff. So I like that blend of you know, these really cool, just fun action sequences, and in between we get some really interesting family drama just to make these characters a little bit more dynamic. So, and I think that's what director Kate Shortland does too. Really understands the use of space and setting, and really makes these action sequences just a blast to watch. You know, this film also has a great sense of grand scope and just this epicness, because it's going across many different countries. So it just makes it feel like you're on this great espionage like adventure, and I really dig that. I also like the kind of visual aesthetic that Shortland has, and making the colors really just kind of a little bit more saturated than usual. So it kind of adds this grit and this weight to the action as it's being unfolded. It's really just fun to watch. Like I said, you know, when she's facing Taskmaster on the ground or in the sky, you know, the opening scene, you know, the middle scene where she's got the white suit on, and it's like in this kind of snowy terrain. There's definitely like some avalanches coming on, so it's really intense stuff. And like I said, I was kind of impressed, because when you're dealing with you know, a character as small as Natasha, because she's not a god, she doesn't have all these like grand powers like most of the Avengers have. You know, you need to make sure that you crank it up to an 11 in the action sequences, in the dramatic moments. That way her character just punches even more, pun intended, and it just adds more of an impact to the universe. So I thought, in terms of just direction wise, whether it be the action sequences and making them exciting and exhilarating, and just the quieter moments where we get to see a lot of the family dynamic, I think she really understands that great balance, as well as Pearson does, with character and set pieces. So Kate Shortland did a fantastic job with that. Speaking of the characters, the performances are great. I really like the addition of Florence Pugh, David Harbour, and Rachel Weisz. Really, really great to watch. And, you know, as the father, mother, and daughters dynamic that they have with all four of them, I thought was really nice. It was sweet. And, you know, there's a lot going on with all four of them. That's all I'm going to say, to where it really is kind of sad to watch, because you know that, you know, the theme of like the assassin program is that you have lost control of your body, and all of your dignity and just humility is just stripped, right? And so all four of these people are dealing with the same exact thing, and they're fighting tooth and nail to get some control of their life back. And I think some people can, you know, relate to that. You know, maybe sometimes life feels like it's controlling you, and you've lost control of it, and you know you gotta wrangle that thing back, get back in there. And so, you know, that was really nice to watch. But yeah, I thought everyone's performances were really well balanced. I love just the intensity that everyone brought, because it's a very physical performance. It's a very emotional performance as well from all four of them. And I am excited to see where Florence Pugh goes in the universe. So I'm okay with that. And I think this is a great kind of send-off for Scarlett Johansson. I think she's done a fantastic job over the past decade as this character, and I think it is definitely time to just pass the baton off. And I think Florence Pugh is an excellent choice for all of this. So I want more of her, please, please, and thank you. I don't care if she's in series or movies. She definitely has my vote. Just seeing how she acts with the comedy, the action, just the power of her performance. she's gonna carry this thing for the next several years. I can tell you that. Really love the cinematography. Kind of adds the element of just excitement to the action sequences and stuff. And like I said, I really like the kind of play with the saturation of colors. So that's good with me. The actual structure of the film is, it's a little over 2 hours minus the credits. It's actually a pretty well paced movie. Like I said, it moves pretty swiftly from set piece, quieter moments, set piece, and just kind of like flops back and forth. And I was engaged throughout the entire thing because I was curious to know, just more about her family, because that's why you go see this movie, is to see more about her and her past. So yeah, I thought it was a pretty well paced movie just for what it is, because it could have gotten boring very quickly. But I think if you were interested in this world and these characters, I think this will do just fine for you. And then the music, I really like the score to this thing. Really just kind of that techno like action score that we heard in the trailer. I think that's applied here as well, and even the credits were just really intense to listen to. So yeah, it's definitely got its own identity, but that's the whole point of scores, is to not only have some really amazing sound underneath whatever situation that your scene is in, but also just having, like I said, your own specific identity to whatever genre it is and all that stuff. So yeah, I like it. It's like I said, if you are invested in this point in the MCU, definitely give it a watch. Is it something that's required? I don't think so. The end credit scene to this film, nothing really surprising about it. It was expected because of all the stories that you heard about, like this film and like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series, and how those two kind of correlate, and just why the end scene to Black Widow is what it is, because it was supposed to be at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So like I said, it's not surprising, but I will be curious to know if, like I said, if Florence Pugh pops up in other movies and maybe other shows. So yeah, an expected end credit scene. There's only one. I only saw one. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, I like it. Let me know down below what you think of Black Widow. I know, just kind of looking at some of the other critics online, this thing is getting mixed reviews all over the place. A lot of people don't really care for it. Kind of the same criticisms I just said with, like, it just seems like a setup movie for, Florence Pugh's character, and that's it. I've seen some people like it a lot. They like the fact that it's just a very, like, stripped down, kind of bare bones action film. But, there's nothing wrong with that. It's well executed in that regard. So, I don't know. Am I crazy? Am I giving it too much praise? Like I said, I don't love it, but I respect it and I like it. So let me know down below what you think of Black Widow, whether you hated it, loved it, liked it. Tell me I'm wrong. Do what you gotta do down below. I know this is the internet, so yeah, what are you going to do? So that will do it for this review, guys. I'm Chase Lee, and tune in next time for whatever I review next. I will see you guys later.